Not yet. Okay, we are now live
Sorry about that,
again.
everyone. It looks like my internet decided, or my OBS decided to disconnect for a hot minute there.
It says connection is unstable at the moment.
Hmm. Murger, gur, gur, gur.
Yeah, we had excellent connection before. Now it's unstable.
Yeah, I'm plugged into the LAN and everything on my
Oh,
end.
it says excellent now, so it should be okay.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that, everybody. For some reason, my internet decided, or something happened, and OBS got disconnected and whatnot. So thankfully, I was able to pause just in the nick of time.
Yes.
You want me to go ahead and resume?
Yep. Let's go for it.
I may have cried when I first saw it,
Mm.
and it still makes me very, very, very sad.
Uh,
Nero is very rude. How dare he?
we'll get you, Nero. You just wait.
You asshole! I'm not a kid! I'm not your sister! This is
Oh,
just
is
wrong.
this the plate?
Yep, the plate girl made.
Oh no.
I want to talk about Yuffie's eyeliner because when they zoomed in, you can see she's wearing eyeliner, and I want to know what
Oh.
eyeliner brand that is.
It probably is from the same people that make Sephiroth's hair wash.
Probably. Look at the chocobo.
Chocobo. Quay.
Nice to see that she left.
Mm-hmm. Eventually.
Don't think I can do this alone.
Quay.
The amazing Yuffie wants you. Join her team and the sky's the limit.
Oh, just so you know, the echo's coming up a little bit on the stream.
Okay.
Wark, wark.
Honestly, I just love this side story. It was really, really, really nice.
Yeah, it was nice little short little story.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Barely into the Chris plate. Hey, wow, it's the party.
I miss
They
them.
just-
Barrett? Were you really walking the whole way?
Yep.
Calm's still pretty far,
We
though,
did stairs,
isn't it?
so this shouldn't be a problem.
Another full day.
Oh, they're on the way to Calm. Nice.
Yep.
Question. When my mom says a full day, she means from the time you get up in the morning till the time you go to bed. But for me, it means from the time you get up in the morning all the way through till the time you get up the next morning. So, which is it for you?
Gotta go with Elmira on that.
I love Barrett.
That's a relief.
Is it, though?
The characters, they look so great,
Bet
though.
you've had to hoof it
Oh,
from
they
sun
do.
up to sundown tons of times. This is all just same old, right?
That's right. But even so, we're all
I
gonna
love
need to
this
stop
party
and rest.
banter.
I know.
Especially you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this music. It's the Calm
Anyway,
music.
Marching into the unknown ain't easy. But don't worry, because I'm here to lead the way.
That's comforting.
Of course it is. All right, everyone. Let's stop here for a minute.
I love how you can
Lead
see
us
that
forward.
Cloud's eyes are green.
Now breathe in that fresh air.
You're the leader, Barrett?
Honestly, Square Enix does the most
Actually,
prettiest eyes
scratch that.
ever.
They really do. Dreamy.
Let's save it for later. When we're not so close to Midgard.
Guess this is goodbye, City of
I want to
Mako.
breathe in that Mako.
Look at that.
They've walked really far so far.
They did.
It's nice to check in
surprised.
them a little. It's nice to check in them on a little bit after the ending. Hey, play recording pause. You entered a block scene. Where's the forest?
Yep, just like that.
Cool.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, they're hitchhiking.
No way! A car!
Look at them.
Who wouldn't stop for those two?
Clearly, Barrett wanted to make sure that the car's stopping.
Honestly.
Aww. The chocobo.
Where?
The chocobo found a new friend in
What is it
Barrett.
with these damn birds?
Sorry about that.
No need to apologize.
Chocobo Bill.
Oh, it's great.
I
Sing
love
the song.
Barrett singing. It's the greatest.
That's so great. Now
That
where's the
storm
forest?
doesn't look great.
Oh. My God, this is going longer than I thought.
Look at that. Where's a roof when you need one?
Gonna be okay?
Should be, but weird. My stomach's in knots.
That's its way of telling you it's hungry. Let's move.
That's one way to look at it, Barrett.
Yeah? I mean, my stomach's in knots usually just means I'm hungry.
Sometimes it means I'm very stressed out. Or I'm anxious. Look.
Ooh. Oh wait, but is that?
Yes.
Right?
Long time no see.
He lives.
How
It's
you
like
been?
I thought.
Huh?
Listen. Hey.
Oh, he's practicing.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm back!
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's where he is.
Aerith?
Oh no. Oh no. We are done. That is it.
No, it's just Yuffie.
It's just Yuffie. And now to save. Over.
Oh man, we didn't see the I honestly thought when I saw the party that they showed us a little bit of the forest.
No forest, unfortunately.
Damn. Maybe in part 2 we'll see the forest.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, that is
All
it.
right. Well, hey, since we're done, why don't we discuss thoughts a little bit just to wrap up things.
Um,
So, yeah, do you want to go first? Because you've seen it. This is my first time reaction to everything.
I have lots of questions. I mean, I'm curious to see how Zack is going to work out into future installments of Remake and how it's going to play out.
Party member. Or what if you know, you have Cloud's party and there's just like a separate second thing with Zack. Like he has his own kind of like story. Kind of like I guess like a combination of Dream Drop Distance or Birth by Sleep.
Probably, but I don't know. I'm just kind of curious to see how his story will interact because I know that Square they have stated that most of the major scenes, like the major events, will still happen. It's just the journey to those major events will change in Remake.
Sure. And that's a good opportunity for them to use that because with Cloud's portion, it'll mostly be how it was in original, with obviously the differences because new timeline or whatever. But with Zack, that gives a much like episode Yuffie, where pretty much everything we saw was new because this was the story never told. It could be the same with Zack, where everything that we show of him will be just basically new stuff. And also, what if he gets his own party as well?
I mean, with new. Are you trying to say what if Zack teams up with Jesse?
Well, I was thinking that, but Yuffie could also be a potential as well. Like instead of Yuffie joining Cloud's team, she could end up joining Zack's team for a little bit before going to them. That could also be a way to because because think about this, like with the original remake, the base game, well, actually, let me go backwards a little further. With the original Final Fantasy VII, it was always a 3-person party, and Cloud always had to be there, but you had the freedom of who the other two could be. With this game, you always had a 3-person party, and the story would just naturally have party members separate. You never really picked them in this game. Like, you had certain segments that just gave you certain party members depending on what you were doing, right?
Yeah.
And decisions in the game would sometimes dictate what party members you had in later fights. So what if part 2, the way they go about that is if Zack is like a secondary playable character, that's just their way of getting the other playable characters in there that way. Like, I'm almost wondering if I was thinking for a while until I saw this ending that, they would have to make you finally be able to choose who your party members would be. But maybe they won't have to. Maybe they can get away with doing set party members for seconds again.
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I'm kind of curious just to see what they're going to be doing moving forward. Especially since, I don't know, there's just a lot of questions still left.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I really didn't think they were gonna show. I knew they were gonna show a little bit. My prediction before I saw this when the episode was over was gonna be Yuffie finish her episode, the show her traveling, and then like a post credit scene would be just straight up them meeting up with the party in the forest. The fact that the forest didn't. Yeah, that was my prediction, that she would meet up with the party in the forest and it'd be like to be continued in part 2 or something like that. Maybe not even the to be continued part, or maybe just to be continued and like nothing more, right? But the forest thing didn't even happen. Like once Yuffie said her goodbye there at the end, she was done. It was literally about the rest of the party now. I'm just shocked that they showed us that much of it. That they we saw them Midgard going on the long road, and it really just felt like it was the next part because it was just like full on party banter between them.
Hmm. See, I wasn't expecting for Yuffie to meet up the team at all, so I was expecting for like Yuffie to set off in a way, but I wasn't expecting to see Zack. I was more expecting like Yuffie just to kind of like go make her way, like kind of what we saw, because
Yeah,
I was like, they're not going to like introduce Yuffie to the team until part whatever the second installment of remake is going to be called, because
right.
they're trying to make sure that people who haven't played the DLC will be able to see that interaction and whatnot. So I
Yeah.
wasn't really expecting what you were expecting. But no, I was really shocked to see Zack. To be honest, I was thinking that they would like leave it like that, and then it wouldn't be addressed until after the DLC in the second installment. So seeing him at the very end, I was like, no way, no
Well, my
way.
my prediction is Zack is not going to even meet Cloud's party until very near the end of the next part. Like I think their storylines are going to be very much parallel, and they won't intersect until much later in the story, if at all, in part two.
So I'm curious to see if Zack will be kind of a solo character for a while, because I think Yuffie, she has a couple days away. She had like a day or two of travel ahead of like the team, since she
Hmm.
wasn't there. She probably left after the Sector 7 played fall,
Hmm.
and then after that the Clouds group had to like infiltrate Shinra and whatnot. So
Yeah, that's true.
and
It's
it
fine. She
seems
decided to
like
just wait in the forest for them.
and it seems like Zack, he's in Sector 5 right now.
Yeah, right.
So I think I have no idea what's going to happen. I wonder if
Do you think
Zack
that
will
Zack?
be working
Okay.
for Shinra in the end.
Mm,
Maybe we'll see.
I don't know. I mean,
I
that's
don't
possible, I suppose.
know. Um, it's kind of up in the air. I know that Zack had a better. I'm trying to remember when I played Crisis Core because it's been ages and I don't have my PSP anymore. Oopsies.
Oh
Um,
no.
but I'm trying to remember if Zack had a better relations with the Turks, because I know that
Hmm.
he was on pretty decent term with Sung for a while in Crisis Core. Um, and I know it's revealed in Crisis Core that Sung did keep the letters that Zack and Aerith were sending to each other, so they both never got the letters. Um,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. How dare you? Anyways, um,
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
so I'm curious to see
I'm.
if Zack
I,
will be playable, like what you said, and if so, I wonder what they'll add on, just because there's already a lot going on in like the main story of Final Fantasy VII. Um,
sure. I gotta be frank. The fact that they showed Zack again here in this post thing, I think I'm like 90% sure he'll be playable in part two. At this point, maybe I may not be as confident about the whole dual protagonist thing that like Dream Drop Distance style. I'm not as confident about that prediction, but I'm 90% confident that he'll be playable at least.
just think about that scene, that one scene that everybody knows. Zack will be there to see it, maybe. Oh no.
Me, Gongaga, that one.
But no, that scene.
Yes, Zach and yes. Oh yeah, of course that scene. You know the scene where Zach and Cloud are gonna do soldier squats together.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the one we're
yeah.
talking about.
But but yeah,
We're gonna leave
I'm
it at that
curious
because
to
I
see
think it might be
how.
a spoiler.
But yeah, I'm curious
I
to
know what you're
see
talking about though.
how everything plays out. I do agree with you. I think that Zack, he'll be playable. I'm just not too sure he'll be playable second installment. I feel like that
Yeah,
they already have a lot of characters. I really hope that Red is playable because I would cry
Please,
if he
I
isn't.
am freaking begging Red playable, please. I beseech you, Square Enix.
I'm
Do
kind
not
of
make Red
worried.
not playable again.
I'm kind of worried that with the
No,
synergize mechanic, that's what they're going to try to do for Red, and I really, really
no,
hope not.
no. Don't synergize with Red. I mean, okay, hold on. Let's be clear. I don't think the synergize thing was a bad thing at all. I think it worked out really well in this
I think it
game.
was
I'm
perfect.
just,
I just
I
really
think it's
hope
perfect.
it's
It's just
not something
would
that
be,
they do for like main characters like Red.
well, I was gonna say maybe they can do both. Maybe if you're not actively using character, you can just synergize and just like why I don't see why we can't do both. Control character and synergize with them. I think that's cool. Like it could be a risk reward system where if you're synergizing with a character, you can't use them during that moment. Maybe.
I wonder if they're going to be doing some type of friendship system, and that if you increase your friendship level with a certain character, you'll be able to synergize.
Yeah, that could work too.
So I'm kind of curious if that's what they're thinking, but I'm not too sure. Because I personally love the mechanic. Either that, or it might just be a Yuffie mechanic that they're hoping to introduce in the future, which that would be
Sure.
great.
Yep.
It would give
I
her
can't.
kind of a different play style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm excited to see Yuffie meet up the rest of the cast in the next part, and also for them to meet Kate Sif as well. And I want to see how he plays,
Yeah, yeah. I can't wait to see Sid. To be honest, it'll be
which
interesting.
might be in part two. They might make it. How
It
similar do you think?
depends. It depends on how they want to break it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And I'm also wondering how after seeing that scene, I'm also wondering how they're gonna handle the open world part of it because it looked like they were on a long road and they literally took a car to most of the way to Calm.
um, I don't know how they're going to do open world. It's kind of iffy to be honest, just because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. I don't know. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. Maybe it'll be going from one area to another with the car, and it won't be open world until like later.
Yeah,
It's
which I can
possible.
see. Um, it just depends on like what they're looking for, to be honest, because if they're going for story, I can see them including open world, but much later, since for the most part, the beginning of Final Fantasy VII, the storyline is pretty linear for the most
Yes.
part, and it doesn't get open world until like probably mid game.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's one way for them to do it, so that way they can like it gives them more time to think about it. They'll be like, okay, so open world. What are our thoughts here, guys?
Yeah. Maybe they're not ready for that, and that's fine.
Because
But what
chaos.
about the chocobo breeding system?
But chocobos are cute. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they decide. It's a
I
lot
can't wait to
for
go.
them already. Just
I
because with
can't wait to see Golden Saucer in the new engine.
that would be great.
Chocobo racing. I can't give me more. And bring back the animation like Cloud Lily bouncing on his chocobo.
I know
In
that
the
would be
in
great.
the that was like my favorite thing of like the OG where it's like Cloud, we all know how Cloud is, but then when he wins the chocobo race, he's just literally bouncing for joy on the chocobo.
Mhm. So yeah,
It's great.
I'm curious to see what they'll be doing in the future. It'll be interesting. But yeah, that was the end of intermission. Um,
And
I
we're excited
was
for the future after that.
I'm excited. I was pleasantly surprised that it was pretty a decent amount of content. I was kind of worried there for a moment that it
Hmm.
wouldn't be a lot, but it's a pretty good chunk of content right there, in
Oh
my
yeah, for
opinion.
sure. Oh, and I also add, we didn't mention this before, but Fort Condor, we didn't play it in this particular part, but we did play it over the DLC playthrough, and it's quite fun. I would love to see it expanded more in the full part two, because it's they give you just enough, and I would love to just see that just expanded, just more Fort Condor, please.
And I mean, like, they do have they do have everything. They do have the data now and all the
Yes.
and just they have the graphics, they have the models, they have it there. So
Hmm.
it's there as long as Square doesn't delete it, which we know that Square has a habit of, unlike Nintendo.
Yeah.
Unlike
Yeah.
Nintendo, um, they have it. It's there, and I mean, they don't really need to do anything with it just because it's already been created for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Personally, I know people, they're going to hate it. They're so going to hate it. I personally think that the second installment will be a PlayStation 5 release only,
Sure. No, yeah, and
based
it
on
should be.
episode
I'm
Yuffie,
just
or based on
I'm just
episode Intermission, and with just the animation and the graphics. Like, I didn't think at first that it would be a huge deal, but it really is. Like, for
yeah.
me, I'm not a graphics person like Jarrell, who was in the chat for a little bit. I'm not a huge graphics person. I'm like, give me a fun game, and we'll call it a
Yeah,
day. But for me to
for
be like,
sure.
wow, yep, this needed to be on the PlayStation. Yep, that says a lot, to be honest, because
It does.
I don't care about graphics. I'm like, is the game playable? I can still like play my N64 games and be like, this is still
Yeah,
fun.
same here. Hmm.
I just graphics, they're great. They're great. I love it. If it's there, it's there. Fine. But if it's not, it's no big deal for me. But seeing
Yeah,
the
for sure.
animation, the character animation, especially the battle with Nero, you can see why. And even with Yuffie's attacks too, you can see why they specifically made episode Intermission a PlayStation 5 exclusive. As much as as much as people they don't like it, but you can see because
That
if
damn
it was
door.
to if the DLC were to run on the PlayStation 4,
Hmm.
I was already having issues with the load time on my
Yes.
end on my PlayStation 4 Pro with just the base game on some attacks. If the screen got too crowded, like I would just start to encounter a little bit of lagging here and there. But
Yeah, I did as well on
but
Pro.
with Yuffie's attacks, like it would have murdered my poor PS4 Pro. Like
I
it
think
would have been
Yuffie's playstyle is literally one of the main reasons why they did it, because that frame rate has to be consistent for her fast ass attacks.
yeah.
So it makes sense. And yeah, if she's if we're assuming, of course, that she's going to be continue to be playable in the next part, then yeah, it would make sense for that to continue on with the PlayStation 5. And if it's any consolation, I really do believe by the time that game is actually ready to come out, more people will have PlayStation 5s ready to go.
I mean, especially
Like,
since
yeah,
it looks like that part 2 won't be ready anytime soon, given the fact that we should be hopefully having FF16 news coming soonish.
16 and Stranger of Paradise. Yeah, like Final Fantasy, especially the action RPG Final Fantasy fans, they're gonna be eating, so they can wait for part 2 for a little bit. Or at least I can't speak for people. I know I can. Is all I'm saying.
And not even then, it's like we have Square. I think they finally understood to promote one game at a time. So right now we're
This
getting promotions for Neo: The World Ends with You, and then after that promotion period ends, I think it's Guardians of the Galaxy is
that
next.
Yeah, Guardians and Life is Strange. Though
Yeah,
yeah, probably those two. They'll be bouncing back between.
yeah. So I think more than likely we'll be getting 16 news. We may get a demo with it. Who knows? Like what you said, Stranger. What is it?
Stranger of Paradise,
There we go.
Final Fantasy Origin.
I just call it Origins. It makes it easier for me. I never remember, to be honest.
Garland will knock you all down.
Chaos. But anyways, I think that FF Origins is being developed by Koei Tecmo, right?
Team Ninja,
Or
yeah,
Team.
which is
Okay.
a subsidiary of Koei Tecmo.
Yeah. So I
It,
think if anything, we may see that one before 16. It depends, honestly. I don't. I think by the time it comes for TGS, we'll know a bit more about Square Slate, but I don't think we'll be seeing remake or the second installment of remake anytime soon. So it gives them
yeah,
time.
we definitely have some time,
Hmm.
especially since it just came out. So yeah, no, we're gonna be. My honest to goodness guess is 2023, relatively early.
You think it's early
I,
2023?
yeah, if, like again, they have the engine ready now that they have this PS5 test bed. depending on how much they want to put in. It's mostly the character models. So I admit it's a little bit optimistic. Maybe it's mid 23, maybe even late 2023. But I don't think it's impossible for it to be early. I of course I'm gonna give them the rest of 2021 and all of 2022 to work on it. But no, yeah, I think it's entirely possible for them to have it ready by early 2023.
Because
I won't be mad if they don't,
is it
but
not
I
supposed
just
to
think
be
it's
working
possible.
on something with Kingdom Hearts pretty soon? Like he's taking like a year hiatus for the Kingdom Hearts series or something like that. I have no idea.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
Poor guy's on too
There's
many
nothing major
projects.
coming out of Kingdom Hearts this year. All Kingdom Hearts we've gotten this year was the finale of Union Cross, and by September we're also supposed to see the finale of Dark Road. So that's pretty much our Kingdom Hearts content this year.
Yeah. So if anything, maybe at the earliest, like this is like pretty much being very optimistic. I think at the earliest, maybe we'll hear something like early, like late 2022, actually about the second installment remake. Who knows? It
Oh,
honestly
sure,
depends.
yeah,
It
we could hear about it by 2022. I just don't think I will realistically see it released until early 2023. Is the earliest I think we'd have release of it,
I think it's honestly going to
especially with anything come
depend.
out.
It's going to
Yeah.
depend on when FF16 is being released. Like, what is
Mm-hmm.
Square's actual schedule for FF16? Because once we have the release for FF16, then we'll know for sure when um, remake or the second installment of remake comes out. Because clearly, there's a reason why this one wasn't named Final Fantasy VII Remake Part One. There was a
Yes.
reason.
I'm curious to see what that reason is, honestly. I will say as well that I would definitely say, Stranger Paradise clearly have a lot of ambition for it, but at the same time, it's clearly not like gonna be like what I'm saying is like they could release a main quote mainline Final Fantasy game in the same year Stranger Paradise. Like I don't think that'd be the only big Final Fantasy release that year, if
Oh
that
yeah,
makes sense.
no, that won't be the big Final Fantasy. I would hope not. If not, if
It's
it's
not even
like
the
the big Final Fantasy release, then probably they'll release like a huge Kingdom Hearts game. That's what I've
sure
been
that's
noticing.
possible too.
If it's a small Final Fantasy release, they'll always pair it with like a large Kingdom Hearts game, and probably
Sure.
maybe by then we'll see. I don't know. Anyways, who the heck knows what
Yeah.
Square is doing? But
Really, all I'm saying is like whenever like all I'm saying is that I don't think Final Fantasy 16 and Remake Part 2 will release in the same year. I
oh no,
think
they
they'll
won't.
give Yeah, I think they're gonna give them each their year to breathe because those are both equally big titles for Square.
Mhm. Yeah. And I mean, with what Square they've been doing is that we keep getting like Final Fantasy VII Remake merch. Like it's a lot.
We do.
It's like
It was a big
crazy.
game for them, and they won't let that hype train die.
Oh no.
So, and they shouldn't.
Well, they know
They
that too
definitely
because I think that they've learned as well too that they can't let the hype die. So if it's
no.
if they can't release a game, they're going to keep releasing like merch. Either it's like interviews or like snippets in a magazine or like just even like an art book.
Sure. And you heard that like the 16 scenario is done and English voice acting has almost been finished. So we'll hear about 16 sooner rather than later. It's just a matter of when they're ready. And when we do
Mhm.
see it, it should be almost ready for release. So that's exciting. I'm excited to know that the next time we see it, it won't be too much longer until it's actually in our hands.
I don't know if it'll actually be in our hands per se. I think that more than likely there will be a demo for
Oh,
us
that's
to give it
true.
a try, but I
I would
don't.
love if there's a demo.
I think there will be a demo. Granted,
Sure, I
it's
could see.
Yoshi P. Yoshi P is great. I really need to play more Final Fantasy 14. Blake has been
We
bugging
all
me
do.
about it, along with Jarrell, because
Mhm.
like what Jarrell said, it is what I know. Jarrell has like the greatest spiel ever about FF14, and he's not even here to type it in the chat, and I'm so disappointed in him.
Damn. Drew, if you hear you're gonna take that.
I'm like legit disappointed because he has the greatest spiel ever about Final Fantasy 14 and how it's like the greatest MMORPG ever created.
He does.
And I really need to actually start playing it for once,
Yeah. It's
Because
Yeah,
because it's great, and I keep hearing great things about it. And with Yoshi P being on, like, doing FF16, I'm really excited.
for sure. I'll find time to play it. But at this point, I can't even finish intermission yet. So I still got a little bit of backlog before I go back to 14. But I'll get there one day.
I mean, you will. It'll be fine. It will be
Yeah.
fine.
I want everyone's watching to know this very very clear. Just because I saw everything in most of everything in episode Yuffie or episode intermission in stream doesn't mean I suddenly I don't need to play anymore. No,
No,
far
you
from
still
it.
play it.
I am definitely gonna play it because I actually adore the gameplay. Like I love the story obviously, but I want to play the game. Like I want to do all the Fort Condor stuff. I want to play through these story missions myself. Play against Nero myself, see how tough he is, and then see how I fare against Weiss. I'm not necessarily promising I'm gonna beat him, but I'm gonna give him a few good college tries and see how that goes for me.
Mhm. Yeah, I need to give him a couple of tries too and see and hope for the best. Hopefully, I won't die.
Yeah. It's just like it's like now the Square is like doing DLC, especially No More DLC. It's like, oh, you didn't find the base game that hard. He DLC. We'll see how hard it gets.
Kingdom Hearts 3,
Like,
that DLC.
oh man, I still need to finish. What was it called? There's Remind, and then there was Limit Cut, right?
Cut.
It was one of those.
The limit
Yeah, I
is
still need to
vicious.
Limit
Like,
Cut is
seriously,
vicious.
he heard everybody's complaints about how easy Kingdom Hearts 3 was, and he's like, you guys thought Kingdom Hearts 3 was easy? Okay, then. Fine.
All right,
We'll do it my
bet.
way. I'm really...
Yep. Limit Cut is tough, but I feel like it's fair. The Xemnas fight is a tad unfair in my opinion, but I'm still having fun attempting it. Like I've defeated half of those bosses Limit Cut. It takes patience, but you can do it. It's just, but yeah. And I like the idea that the Limit Cut bosses are basically what their canon strength is, but they didn't want to put that in the base king because then no one could beat it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
I like the
great.
little detail of it.
It's great, but at the same time, it's like I need to find time to beat it because I really want to try against Yozora.
I also want to try Yozora as well.
I
I
don't
saw a
think-
video of someone beat him blindfolded. I'm like, how?
I just can't. I'm so scared. But at the same time, it's like, honestly, the Kingdom Hearts super bosses are great. And
Yes.
I'm kind of hoping that hopefully in later installments of Remake, we'll see super bosses, to be honest. I really hope
There's
so.
there's some good potential super bosses out there, I'm sure.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to both from the classic OG FF7 like Emerald Weapon and such, as well as potential new ones they could add like Weiss. So I'm interested in seeing what they do with that.
Mhm.
Well, any other last thoughts? Because we our party banter that you and I have, I think, is like 3 times the length of the party banter we saw at the
It's
end.
about 30 minutes,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yeah, the stream's at 38 minutes. When I upload the highlights of this stream, because it's going to be 2 parts anyway, because we did get cut off in the middle. Outside of this one, final episode reaction slash thoughts or something like that,
Mhm.
because we had a lot of thoughts. I'm glad we could finally have this conversation, and we talk about life. It's almost like a podcast.
Yeah, it was great.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was honestly surprised I can beat him in one try today
I knew you
because
could do it.
he's been giving me a lot of trouble beforehand, and so I'm like, I was prepared for the worst.
And you sure showed him.
I didn't have to use a Ramu either. I'm so happy.
Yeah, it was so close to coming out, but it didn't. And you know what? It's fine. You showed that you could defeat him without him.
Hooray! Anyways, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the finale. If you would like to support us, you can hit the subscribe button on Twitch, or you can go on to hpcritical.com and sign up for our newsletter. We have a great team of writers, such as myself, Brandon, Jarell, and Marissa, where we write, where we just kind of give you guys our opinions and thoughts on gaming, like gaming and gaming news in general. Did that even make sense?
I promise it did.
Okay. I had a moment there where I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm just sprouting things now. It's been a day. Um, but yeah, you can find some great articles from us. As well as our stream schedule. Our stream schedule is posted on the website as well too, so you can always be up to date onto our stream. I know that if you would, I know that this was kind of an impromptu stream just because we couldn't finish it on Friday night. If the best way to know whenever we have these type of streams, like if there's been any cancellations or delays and whatnot, it'll be always on our social media. On Facebook, we're HP Critical. On Twitter, we're at critical_HP, and on Instagram, we're our handle is going to be HP Critical Gaming. As long as you follow our social media, you'll always be up to date on our latest articles, as well as like whenever we stream. We also have a cool shop. You can get some nice cool pillows, some blankets, some sweaters, t-shirts, and show your love for HP Critical, and that's another way for you guys to support as well too. I think I'm missing something. Am I missing something?
No, I think you pretty much hit the main things. I'll just point out real quick because she did mention our stream schedule. I can announce a few streams for this week and the future as well. So just one change I want to announce right here and now. For those who have been following the stream schedule on hpcritical.com, you'll notice that this Wednesday was scheduled for a pilot series called HP Critical's Let's Build a Game with Game Builder Garage. We are going to have to delay that just a little bit, unfortunately, because for two reasons. One, I got my schedule, unfortunately, my life currently work schedule is very unpredictable right now, and I'm working on much earlier on Wednesday than I was anticipating. The same for the following Thursday. So I can't really do that right now because of arranging guests right now, and plus I haven't had time to even do the lessons of Game Builder Garage. I need to at least learn how to play the game before I start inviting guests to do game collabs. So unfortunately, we are going to delay that indefinitely for now, but I will be doing a Fortune Street that Wednesday, this coming Wednesday instead. It's not going to be a Fortune Street night because I cannot do it at night because, again, my work schedule is really early. So it's going to be more like a Brandon's Fortune Street afternoon. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern is the current intended time of that's going to be starting. I'm starting finally the special tour, which is the one you unlock after you finish both the Mario and Dragon Quest tours, which I've been wanting to start for a while, but again, scheduling, timing. But I'm finally going to get that started this Wednesday. And again, like Kristie mentioned, the social media, you'll know for sure when I have a chance to finally start that pilot episode of Game Builder Garage. So that's coming Wednesday, Fortune Street. And Friday, guys, we announced it last time we played Intermission that Skyward Sword is coming out this Friday. I'm very excited about that. We're going to be coming at 7:30 p.m. to start that. It's going to be, the beginning of the game. It's a launch stream, but of course, that's also the first part of our playthrough. It'll be myself. I'll be back on the hosting chair for that one. Kristie will be co-hosting with that. And yeah, we're just going to play that game at pretty much every Fridays for the most part. It should be a lot of fun. On that note, I will mention that, Kristie, hold on. I want to just say this real quick. Thank you again for hosting. This was a lot of fun to watch you go through Intermission. It was a lot shorter than the first time, and it may be a while before she hosts a stream, but she is planning on doing some videos for Neo: The World Ends With You. So when that comes out near the end of this month, so stay locked on our YouTube channel, which is HP Critical, space in between HP and Critical, because you might see some content from Neo: The World Ends With You that day, because she's very excited about the game, and yeah, content will be coming for that as well. That's pretty much next, and we can't promise this for sure because our schedules are again all over the place. But if we have availability this coming weekend, we are gonna go ahead and try to get some more Ace Attorney in, try to finish the game, because we have one more session ahead of us where we want to do the last investigation and the last trial to finish the game before the Great Ace Attorney comes out, or rather finish the story. So again, social media is your friend. Our social media is your friend. I'll say it once again since I I think is going to be pressing. Instagram HP Critical Gaming, Facebook HP Critical, and our Twitter handle is @critical_HP. Again, follow any of those. You'll know when these streams are coming out. But yeah, like I said, this Thursday is Fortune Street afternoon, and Skyward Sword on Friday. So you guys, that's our for sure streams. Everything else up in the air. But follow us, and you'll know when those happen.
Exactly. Yeah, I know with the Great Ace Attorney is coming out soon, and so we're trying to hopefully finish at least the main storyline for Ace Attorney before
Yeah,
Great
for
Ace
sure.
Attorney pops out or comes out.
Chrissy, I must say I'm very excited to stream that game with you because we've talked about doing Ace Attorney for the longest, but it was always you and I have both played the first 3 games repeatedly even before streaming, so it was always just gonna be like us, it's a new experience in of itself because we've always played these games solo. It's a different experience like playing together, but this will be the first time you and I are playing a brand new Ace Attorney game as it's coming out. And probably it depends on what kind of progress you make on your end. I know you're also going to be playing Neo, so maybe it'll be first reactions for everything. So it'll either, what I'm saying, people, is like for me for sure it's going to be first reactions to everything, which is something you won't get for any other Ace Attorney playthrough for a long time. But for Kristie, it might be her first reactions, or she'll be maybe she'll know things.
Yeah,
So either way,
I just give like a hint or two to Brandon in case. We'll see. We'll see how
Yeah.
much progress I make because one of my Switch will be used for Neo. The other Switch is going to be used for Ace Attorney. Honestly, I don't like playing action RPGs in bed. I'm one of those people that I will take my Switch Lite. So heads up, I have my OG Switch and I have my Switch Lite. I always use my OG Switch for any action RPG like Zelda, Mario, and whatnot. And my Switch
Yeah.
Lite is kind of relegated to like Animal Crossing, like kind of chill games in the evening where
Oh yeah. I don't
I don't wake up and then all of a sudden I'm like, why am I dead? Why is there a game over?
Yeah, that's the worst. Like, yeah, I don't play active games in bed either. Like, if I'm playing in bed, I'm either playing like a strategy RPG like a Fire Emblem or just RPGs in general. Anything that I don't have to like be really like nothing reflex basically. Yeah, I'm willing to use stuff that involves my mind, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Chill games or games where I use my mind like Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Though the latter has a slow shelf life because if I'm falling asleep, then of course I'm not making the good decisions. So, but it helps me go to sleep. So there you go.
Yeah, same here. I can't tell you how many times my Switch has fallen on my face in the middle of the night because I was playing
Yes.
in bed. Yeah, maybe more times than I would like to admit. But anyways, so yeah, so those 2 games are being released on the same day. One Switch
Yes.
will be used for Neo, the other Switch will be used for the Great Ace Attorney. So we'll kind of see how much progress I make.
Yeah, we'll see. And like I said, for everyone listening, to be 100% clear, the Great Ace Attorney that will be streamed, hosted by me. Kristie will be co-hosting for that, and of course, like every stream we do, it'll the video on demand will come out 2 days later on our YouTube channel. But for Neo Arms with You, that will not be streamed. That will be YouTube videos that Kristie will be producing on her own as she does them. There's no set time right now for those videos released, by the way. It's literally based on her availability. So we'll ask you guys to be patient with that. That one won't be as consistent, but they will come out when she gets time to do them. So we'll ask for your patience on that.
Out already, which is the demo that we streamed a couple weeks
Yes,
ago.
we did stream the demo.
That one's
so
out now.
So that one you can watch now if you guys want. You can watch the beginning of the Neo the World Ends With You, and all future parts will not be streamed. It'll be YouTube videos that go out on the channel again when she has time to put them out. So
Yeah. If not,
Yeah.
I'll just be making a new one because I know we had some tech issues on my end that day. So.
yeah, it's all good. I split the parts up so people can see the beginning.
Okay. Well, that's good. If anything,
Yeah.
I'll probably do a new part as well too, so that way everything's like kind of all consistent. We'll
Sure,
see.
if
We'll
you
figure
want.
it out. If anything, it will be coming out on YouTube. No set time yet, but we shall figure it out.
We shall.
If anything, just bug me on Twitter. Be like, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
What's
So
this?
so that's a great segue. Hey, what can they bug you on Twitter, Kristie?
They can bug me on Twitter at RubyAmber5. That's all. That's all one word. No spaces or anything. And then where can they find you
Yeah.
on Twitter to
Hey, yeah.
check out the streaming schedule if you have any announcements and whatnot?
Hey, yeah, that's cool. If you guys want to bug me on Twitter about, hey, could get your schedule consistent so you can stream more often, and I will just respond to you that I'm trying my best. But yeah, if you want to have that conversation with me or other gaming stuff, you can find me at Mr. Louis Don on Twitter. That is all one word.
The best thing to get my attention are like Pikachu gifts. I promise.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and put my name on the chat real quick in case anyone wants to follow me there because it is not really a common word, but there it is on chat if you guys want to follow me there.
Perfect. Well then, I think that concludes our finale
Party
stream
banter.
and party banter.
And the finale, I guess.
I guess, Nero was, you know, that took several
Nero,
tries.
Nero
took
was the
several
prologue
tries.
to the party banter.
Nero took several tries beforehand, you know.
It was all practice for this moment.
It was all practice. Yeah. I can't parry. I know that parry is one of those skills you need to learn, but I'm just not that great at parry. So I find other
Hey,
ways to beat Nero.
That speaks to the versatility of this game that you didn't parry really at all in this fight and still won. So there are multiple ways to defeat bosses. You don't have to parry. It's just an easy way to do it. But if that's not easy for you, there's other ways to do it. You proved that today.
Exactly. The one thing that I will say about Nero before we end everything is that don't play too defensively. That was my issue the first couple times I tried to tackle Nero. I played a bit too defensively, and so whenever he in the fourth phase, he would try to basically suck your partner's energy, or you suck basically your entire HP, and like that's an instant KO. Yeah, he spams that a lot if you play too defensively as the time rolls on. So you just need to like in the base game, you just need to find a rhythm. Play defensively, but not too defensively. You can be aggressive, but you also have to be very careful about whenever you're being too aggressive and whatnot. There's that. But anyways, thank you for coming tonight. Is there anything else you would like to add, Brandon?
No, I think we've said our piece for now. Thanks again, really thanks everyone for coming out to this finale. It's always great. It's not as bittersweet a feeling just because it was kind of short, but yeah, I'm sure in future playthroughs that she and I do, we'll be having that sentimental feeling when we finish playthrough. Skyward Sword is gonna do that to me. I'm just gonna preface this right now. Like Zelda games always make me feel a little bittersweet when I finish them, so it's gonna come heavy when we finish Skyward Sword in a few months from now.
Played through Skyward Sword, so that's gonna be first reactions there.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait for you to see how that story goes. Whether it's on stream with me or on your own time, I can't wait to hear your reactions to these things.
Gabe is already bugging me to finish Age of Calamity, so I'm gonna be trying to finish that Zelda game because I finally finished Breath of the Wild. And Gabe isn't even here to bug me about it, so I'm going to say.
Well, I'm gonna say I'm proud of you though.
So, with that, I'm going to try to finish Age of Calamity before even attempting Skyward Sword. My biggest issue is that I start too many games and then I kind of drop off and then I forget about them because I'm starting a different game. So, there's that. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us tonight for the finale and also for sticking around for our wonderful, wonderful party banter that we tend to have on these streams. So with that, I hope that everybody has a good night and we'll see each other soon. Bye!
Good night, everyone.